Welcome, welcome, my people, to another episode of Road to Recovery with your host, Supreme Being, aka Michael Mason, PKA, Recovery Lord. So I want to make today's group kind of short and sweet. It's just going to be a reading, and it's entitled "Why It's Important to Talk When We're Not Okay." Why it's important when we're why it's important to talk when we're not okay. As human beings, we are not always okay. We are not consistently positive every single moment of every day. We are not always right. We are not always kind. We have moments where we feel broken and discouraged and hopeless and cruel. And I'm going to tell you a secret. You don't have to always be okay. This should not be a secret. I think we have all generally accepted this idea that people are not perfect. We say to error is human, and we accept that everyone will at some point in their lives make a mistake or get hurt or be down and depressed and lost. And yet, despite all of this, we still make an attempt to hide it. We still think that we will be judged for being flawed or that we're already judged for being flawed. This is why some people don't come to recovery because they say the most judgmental person on the planet is somebody who used to be a mess up, a screw up, a fuck up, and got their life together. They just some of the most judgmental people in this world. It has been a long time since I tried to hide the fact that I wasn't okay. I've worn my status of not okay quite proudly for a while now, speaking up about my experience with depression and anxiety, my struggle with toxic people in my life, as well as the simple daily struggles that I think all of us go through. My experience is not a particularly unique one. I think that many of us deal with these issues, if not all of us, at one point or another. The reason you don't want to constantly be a judgmental person is because when you're in this mode, you're constantly judging people and picking them apart like a talent agent. What's going to happen when no one else is around for you to pick apart? You're going to do that to yourself. And usually, when people do this picking apart, they only look at the negative. They discredit and discount any type of positivity or any good thing there. And yet, despite this, I have been described by people both personally and online as really messed up or seriously ill, not because of the things that I have gone through, but because I chose to speak up about them. I never tried to hide the fact that I wasn't okay at certain times in my life. And for some people, this was unacceptable. This was a sign of weakness. If you a certain age, you grew up in this era where speaking about your problems is a sign of weakness, and if you a man, talking about problems is sassy and all that. That's completely outdated for anybody who is still trying to use that old playbook. That's toxic. And the analogy I always use is when you building up and you're like a volcano and all this stuff is building up. Once a volcano erupts, it doesn't care that it's women and children in the village and some good things are going to get burnt up. Everything gets burnt up. So if you don't release some of this pressure, if you don't release some of this stuff, then it has the potential of spilling into other parts of your life that you don't want it spilling into. Uh, what these people didn't see was just how therapeutic it was for me. Speaking up allowed me the chance to see that I wasn't alone and that other people experienced the same thoughts and feelings and issues that I was experiencing. Some of these people went public, like I did, expressing these issues loud and proud for all to see, while others simply whispered it to me behind closed doors. And either way, I'm grateful for them because they helped me. They relieved my guilt, my fear. and my need to repress. They freed me. All of a sudden, I wasn't only speaking for me, I was speaking for us. You know what doesn't want you to speak? Your addiction. Because your addiction knows what you're holding on to. Your addiction knows what you're not working on. And that's how it gets you. You know, I was told, which I'm a firm believer of, if you don't address your problems are going to address you. And on the other hand, I have known many people who try to fit in a certain image of flawless. I think many of us know these people as well. The hyper yogis, the gurus who never have a negative thing to say. Their social media platforms are full of inspiration and positive thinking. A little more. And while inspiration is great, even necessary, there's a such thing as going too far in that direction. Because when these flawless people do inevitably show a flaw, they're not going to be able to accept it. They cannot hear it. They must blame everyone else for their flaw, or deny that it's even a flaw altogether, or push it deep down, never to see the light of day, never to be worked on, fixed, and improved upon. This is a very important point. So I am going to repeat this because I feel like this is the main topic of this. Because when people act like they're flawless, and they eventually show a crack in the armor, they're not going to be able to accept that. They can't hear it. They must blame everyone else for that flaw, or deny it altogether, or push it deep down, never to see the light of day, never to be worked on, fixed, and improved upon. That's how flaws get fixed, addressed, improved upon, by being called out. And now, when you call out certain things, what I said before, you a hater. That's when you are a hater then. And oftentimes these flawless people are so insecure, so afraid, so depressed, and never to acknowledge the source of this, because they don't allow themselves to talk about it. They're too afraid that they will be judged or looked down upon. They're so frequently told that they will not be strong or admirable or acceptable if they are suffering. And we all are suffering at one time or another. DMX said, to live is to suffer, but it's also to find meaning and purpose in that suffering. Wow. All flawless people are usually insecure and afraid, depressed. They can't even acknowledge that because they got to save face. Ultimately, you do more harm to yourself and those around you when you do not allow yourself to discuss the fact that you might not always be okay. At the end of the day, life is not about being perfect. Life is about growth, and you achieve this growth by confronting your pain rather than pushing it down and ignoring it. Now, the way that you confront this pain can take many forms, whether you speak out loud, openly, with a trusted friend, with a therapist, in your diary, whatever case you may be. But regardless of the way you choose to speak, there's nothing wrong with it. There should be no shame in the method that you choose to better yourself, and there should be no cause for judgment either, especially when people are glossing over judge not, lest ye be judged. So if you are constantly judging someone else, but what they say, before you worry about somebody else, what they got going on, you make sure your grass is cut. You make sure every your stuff is on the up and up. You can't go wrong in doing that. So, if anyone makes you feel lesser than because you choose to speak out about your problems, keep in mind that this reveals more about them than it does about you. You're not messed up or wrong. You're dealing with the problems that many of us deal with. You're dealing with them in a way that works for you. Meanwhile, they will not allow themselves the same luxury. They still caught up in this myth of perfection and flawlessness. And the last time I checked, the last person that they said was perfect, and flawless, they crucified his ass for that. And if you are someone who will not allow yourself to speak out, then allow me to say this. I understand that it can be frightening. It might seem weird. You might think that you will be judged, and maybe you will. But more than that, you will be received with love. You will find kindred spirits more personal to you than they would be, because now people understand what you're going through and the workings of your mind by sharing. You can start slow if you want. Start by simply saying it to yourself. You can move on to speaking out when you feel more comfortable. But you need to put a voice to your pain if it's there, instead of trying to numb it away. Because if you numb yourself every day, eventually you're going to numb yourself to good stuff too. You need to do it for yourself and for the kindred spirits who feel silence, alone, and frightened. This is why it is important to talk even when you're not okay. It's probably more important to talk when you're not okay than when you are. But I just say just talk, period. People talk all day about, Stephon Diggs, Cardi B, Lotto, 21 Savage, all this bullshit. You need to put a voice to what you are going through and what you're dealing with, and take off that mask of perfection. Set it down. Because when people think you're perfect, you're always judging somebody else, guess what? All of a sudden you can't have a damn bad day. Not you. Not little Miss and Mr. Know-It-All. Don't do it to yourself. I said I was gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm glad I jumped on. I was gonna skip, but something in my spirit said no. People chiming in. So even if you tired and today was your first day back from work, all of that does not matter. So, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. More will be revealed by you. You're going to see how strong you are, and it's going to amaze you. Sometimes I'm in groups, and the person I think is the worst off end up dropping the biggest jewel. And hey, that's why they call it a mine. It's full of precious things. But you have to go in there and polish those stones and unearth these things. And with that, I love you guys. Do not give up. Do not give up your fight, because when we recover, we get everything back that drugs have taken, alcohol has taken from us. Not just sobriety. You get your pride back. You get some of your dignity back. You get some of your respect back. You get some of your honor back. And these are the things that we pay for when we do certain things and people see us do it. We lose some of that. You don't just pay the price of the bottle, or you don't just pay the price of the pill. You're right. I won't get on a tangent. I said it was going to be short. So I love you guys, and see you on the next episode of Road to Recovery. If you like today's message, please hit the like. And if you have not yet, please subscribe. We're growing, getting bigger. Eventually, I'm going to start putting Recovery Lord merch on there so I can interact with people. And yeah, let's get on this road to recovery.